LoreWarrior Armour. The Padilla Heavy Artillery Tank. Overview. Designed to supplement the Chaparral medium missile tank, the Padilla was introduced into SLDF ground forces in 2620. The first Padillas typically were teamed with light, fast, tag-equipped battle mechs that would skirt the enemy positions and direct missile barrages from Padillas stationed away from the main battle line. The highly mobile Padilla proved a difficult target for enemy gunners, and the design served well in its capacity as a mobile missile platform. Though Padillas are rare today, this heavy vehicle remains one of the most effective artillery tanks ever designed. Capabilities. The core of the Padilla's offensive capabilities is the rugged Katyusha 4 arrow system, which is mounted in a sleek box launcher set in the front of the vehicle. The Arrow 4, with its extensive range and damage capability, makes the Padilla devastating in combat. Twin Martel medium pulse lasers provide the Padilla with short-range firepower, and a Burrow anti-missile system provides protection against incoming missile attack. Initially, the Burrow system proved susceptible to jamming, and the SLDF Quartermaster Corps initiated a recall of Padillas to replace the system with the MacArthur anti-missile system. However, most Padillas were assigned to frontline combat units and never received this upgrade. Nevertheless, speed and maneuverability remained the lightly armoured Padilla's most effective form of defence. The design possesses a top speed of 86 kph, and for a long time, only the fastest recon battle mech or vehicles could hope to track down and hit a moving Padilla. In these more modern days of pulse lasers and targeting computers, this has changed, of course, and the few precious Padillas are rarely deployed on their own. Usually they can be found in a screen of ECM-equipped units that alert the Padilla to any incoming threat. Elaborate security measures like that prompted many commanders to deem their Padillas as not very useful anymore. With a single missile launcher of limited effectiveness, the tanks have turned into a symbol of prestigious targets that no commander can afford to lose and one every opponent is keen to destroy. Deployment. Almost all of the SLDS Padillas were destroyed during Operation Liberation, and at the time of the First Succession War only 20 were known to exist, all in possession of the Capellan Confederation. In recent years, a few have appeared amongst Comguard units. In 3058, 15 Padillas, all in their original configuration, were deployed with Comguard units in the Free Rasselhag Republic, some of them later being sold or leased to the new SLDF as a symbol of what the Inner Sphere had lost and wanted to rebuild. With no information to the contrary leaking out of Terra, it's assumed that no new Padillas are currently being produced. Variants. During the Succession Wars, when the supply of Arrow 4 missiles dwindled, House Laos stripped its Padillas of their Arrow 4 systems and tags, installing two Farfire LSR Launcher 20s instead. Due to the scarcity of this tank and the effectiveness of the original design, no other variants have since surfaced. Notable crews. Lieutenant Mendricio Armani. SLDF officers have to be the best of the best, idols for their subordinates to look up to, and true to this statement, Lieutenant Armani always kept himself, his crew, and his Padilla to the highest standard. Apart from meticulously following procedures, correct behaviour in any situation, and loyalty to the death, Armani demanded cleanliness and professional looks above all. That tendency may have saved his life and that of his crew on the day of the initial Word of Blake assault on Tharkad, where the 5 men were found polishing the tracks instead of heading to their guard post near the Triad. The Goulash Guns. A rather strange report was presented to the Precentor Marshal in 3066 in which an adept of Proserpina justified his firing of several rounds of seemingly dud Arrow 4s into a compound held by the 8th Crucis Lancers. After an intensive investigation, what was first seen as an act of war turned out to be one of compassion. The adept in question had ordered to exchange the ordnance in more than 30 Arrows 4s with much-needed medical supplies and food in an attempt to offer relief to the beleaguered troops in that compound. The attempt ultimately failed in part because the adept superior stopped him, and also because the payloads came in too fast, splattering blood preserves and palati soup all over the defenders. So, the Padilla is a 75-ton tracked armoured vehicle. Its power plant is a Ragusan 375 XL engine. Its cruise speed is 54 kph and its flank speed is 86. Its armour is Star Slab 1. The armament is a single Katyusha Arrow 4 missile launcher with a pair of Martel medium pulse lasers and the Burrow anti-missile system. Its manufacturer is Leopard Armour, and its primary factory is on Terra, whose communication system is the Telden 19, and its targeting and tracking system is the Scope 30 RDNST. This all translates into a vehicle that moves 5 and flanks 8 with 10 heat sinks, keeping everything nice and cool. It has 28 armour on the front, 24 armour on the sides, and 12 on the rear. The Arrow 4 system is located in the front. The ammo, for 30 shots in total, is located in the body, with 2 medium pulse lasers located on the front of the vehicle with the AMS with 24 rounds, and the tag also located in the front. It's a rather... I like it. It's a sleek little design. It's very, very niche, and would be something that if I was crafting some game around it would be one where the players have been hired to basically steal the vehicle. So it's like one collector going after something that another collector owns. It's this petty rivalry between these two super rich people, and the players have been hired to basically assault the place where this thing has just been delivered, or is the players have to intercept an escort of the vehicle, like a convoy, and they grab it, and then maybe the players have hired some crew to basically get the tank up and running, and fueling it, and then getting the fuck out and driving. Then the players have got to protect the vehicle as it's trying to get to a place to get extracted on a dropship. It's that kind of thing. As far as like a combat vehicle is concerned, the thing is, Arrow can launch at such a huge distance. It's one of those vehicles that's difficult to justify by putting it on a couple of hex boards. You'd have to be on a really big map to justify having a couple of Padillas sat there, because having them so close, yes, the Arrow 4 can fire on standard one, but it's a vehicle, it's so bloody deadly that you were definitely going to be focused down by your opponent because it's such a dangerous weapon system. So it's such a niche vehicle. I like it though, because there's a little bit of interesting history behind it there. It was nice that it was one that didn't actually feature everything about how the Word of Blake used it to set cities on fire or something stupid like that. And yeah, overall, it's not a bad little vehicle. I like it. Just trying to think of any other kind of uses that I'd have for it narratively. I mean, again, other than the idea that it might be, you could craft a scenario where one of these things has been bombarding a position, and the players have been sent on a long sort of flanking attack or a raid to basically knock that vehicle out of action. So the scenario is it's got like a couple of light mechs that are sort of screening it, as it says, with ECM or something, and the players basically have to get in there, basically smash their way through this kind of defensive screen as the vehicle starts to run away. I mean, 5 and 8, it's fairly quick on the flank, so the players have to keep up and try and disable or destroy the vehicle and then get out. So like quick little raid sort of scenarios, protecting one or protecting a few of them. Like you could have it where the players are the opposite, they're the defenders, and so I guess I'd have like a few turns checking out signals that they might be detecting on different parts of the map, so they have to go out a certain way and make sure that, oh, okay, right, that was like a false positive, or that was, oh yeah, there was like some infantry moving around over there, I ran them off kind of thing, but we have to be aware that our position may have been compromised kind of thing. And then eventually like an actual assault might occur where a lance of fast movers might turn up, and then you've got to protect the vehicles from being attacked by like a couple of lances of light mechs with like mediums mixed in with them, that kind of thing. So yeah, just trying to come up with sort of interesting scenarios like that, really. So yeah, not bad. I don't mind it. I don't know if I've been saying it. I think it's Padilla because I know I'm assuming it's a Spanish name, and I know 2 L's sound like a Y instead. Like Camachos Caballeros, that kind of thing. But if it's a Padilla, it doesn't sound right. Padilla sounds weird. I think it's Padilla, so I'm not quite sure. Anyway, if anyone knows, let me know. Otherwise, have yourself a good week. And thanks for listening, as always. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.